Morning, this is the Abineau watershed on the north side of the San Franciscan Peaks. And I'm going to stop here today to talk about a real classic.
The astonishing work of Tezuka Osamu.
Dr. Osamu Tezuka needs little in the way of introduction here. He's been called the god of Japanese manga, the father of Japanese anime, Japan's Walt Disney, a prolific creative talent. He's created such titles as Astro Boy, Blackjack, Ambassador Magma, The Phoenix, Unico, and Kimba the White Lion. That's Kimba, not Simba. The DVD release of the astonishing work of Tezuka Osamu brings 13 of this genius's short anime works to North America, all but one of them for the first time. For many years I've cherished an extravagantly expensive and incredibly heavy Tezuka memorial box of laserdiscs just to watch these golden nuggets of video. They range in length from 2 to 40 minutes. Some are serious, more are humorous, all have a point. None have spoken dialogue, though a few have captions. None of them look like the hottest new fighting anime, thank Kami-sama. All of them are beautiful and all reflect Tezuka's commentary on the world. Since there are 13 different anime to choose from in this collection, I'm only going to highlight a few of my favorites here today. Tales from a Street Corner is the oldest and longest anime in the collection. It's from 1962. It focuses on the changes to a single street corner over time through a small mouse who lives in the gutter, a moth who lives in the lamppost, and a little girl who lives in the building. Across the street, a collection of posters and billboards on the wall reflects the changes in the wider world and gives Tezuka a chance to reflect on them. The award-winning Legend of the Forest was one of Tezuka's longest-running projects. It's also one of the longer films in this collection. It's a story of a small part of the forest, a rivalry between crows and flying squirrels, the forest creatures and a lumberjack, and gnomes versus a logging company. Visually, it serves as a series of still pen and ink illustrations that evolves into a black and white animation and then finishes in lavish full-motion color that would make Disney weep. The beauty of the forest and its denizens, both real and fanciful, is set to Tchaikovsky's Fourth Symphony. In a way, it's like Tezuka's Fantasia. By the way, Legend of the Forest was one of the few titles in this collection that had a previous release in North America. I still have that VHS tape from The Right Stuff. The award-winning Broken Down film is a real crowd pleaser. Ostensibly, it's an old-style American Western about a cowboy trying to rescue a damsel from a villain. But the characters play hilariously with the defects of the film itself and the projector, climbing from frame to frame and trying to clean off some space amid the scratches to move around in. Modern audiences may not remember when streaked and scratched film and such projection problems were commonplace in theaters. Jumping is a study of perspective and also a crowd pleaser. An unseen character holding a camera jumps higher and higher across the land and even sea, each landing giving a quick flash of some odd landing scene. This was designed and storyboarded by Tezuka but animated by frequent collaborator Junji Kobayashi. Despite all the humor, Tezuka ends it on an ironic point. Be sure to freeze frame the jump beside the city skyscraper to appreciate all the little in-jokes the anime put in the passing windows. My personal favorite of the collection is Pictures at an Exhibition. It's set to Tomida's electronic performance of Mussorgsky's classical collection of tone poems set to paintings. But Tezuka's created his own art gallery to comment on so-called heroes of society that he disdains, from celebrities and sports cars to muckraking journalists and industrialists. The grand finale, Mussorgsky's Rousing Gates of Kiev, is titled Allegorical Conclusion to display his true heroes. This uses some different art styles in the individual segments, from simple-looking line art to some watercolors to more traditional painted cels. There There are half a dozen more gems in this collection, such as Morisama, Tezuka's samurai story that serves as a biting commentary on weapons, and Push, his humorous commentary on modern disposable push-button culture. Most of these films reflect either Tezuka's love of nature or his hatred of war, or both. I was struck by how bright and vivid the colors were and how clean the prints were that were used to make this DVD. These films have been so lovingly cared for they haven't needed a restoration. And the best thing is, they're all still every bit as entertaining as when they were made. It's probably ironic that if I showed one of these Tezuka shorts to some modern, unsuspecting anime fan, they might not even believe it's anime. They'd attribute it to some Europeans, or maybe Winsor McCay, or even Walt Disney. After all, it lacks all the essential characteristics of anime: robots, harems, psychic powers, high schools, fan service, and shonen ninja. It's much the same way the classic Disney and Warner Brothers cartoons don't much resemble current Saturday morning cartoon and cable shows. Short animation doesn't get much public play anymore. When I was a kid, short cartoons often preceded a theatrical movie, and whole TV shows revolved around collections of classic shorts from Disney and the Termite Terrace. Today, you can find DVD collections of the old Disney, Looney Tunes, and Merry Melodies cartoons. But new shorts are an art house and film festival rarity unless they're themed collections, such as the Animatrix or Gotham Knights, or a Pixar collection. This Kingston DVD collection also has a 20-minute subtitled interview with Osamu Tezuka himself, recorded in 1986. He reflects on trying to gain international acceptance of the Japanese studios from a time when home video was still getting started, and he discusses his view of the films themselves and comments on some of the nascent computer animation of the time. It's clear Tezuka enjoyed making these experimental films as a way to avoid the crass commercial influences that TV productions required. Seriously, this is a 5-star collection of anime by the progenitor himself. Every serious anime fan and every serious animation fan should have these videos on their shelf, and this new DVD is a great way to do it.
Thanks for listening. Down in Australia, Who Is Your Anime did a review of this same series a couple of months back. They got the DVD a bit earlier down there. They're always ahead of us somehow. It's that international dateline thing. Thanks for listening.